Hello, my name is Lauren. I'm sending you this video and I've got here a diary of communications and also just loads of personal diary entries as well, and my folder here of communications. I've been in a transfer process from public housing for 3 years now. I'm on an escalated at-risk transfer list, whatever that means. I'm not staying at home, not safe for me to go back there, and they know this. Living out of a suitcase, which is really hard. In the last 3 years, I have had got like several doctors involved, and I went to the Ombudsman and I went to the MP, and I've been to a couple of meetings with FACS, who are now known as Department of Communities or Justice, whatever. They passed me off from client service officer to client service officer, and I eventually climbed my way up the ladder, having to keep making complaints as things deteriorated. There's a heap of photos and stuff that I'll send you as well. Even before I started complaining, there was loads of normal housing stuff, like rats and roaches and violence and screaming all the time, and all that crazy neighbour stuff. But I tried really hard to just keep on going. I have mental health issues, so I have to work very hard on my recovery. And then a few years ago, things started to get really bad. There was a bad fire in the apartment above mine, and after the fire, a guy moved in who was a really hardcore drug dealer, and there was a police raid, and I have PTSD, so that was pretty hard on me, and he left the apartment abandoned, and as a result of the apartment being abandoned, squatters came in, and I guess they were friends with one of the neighbours in the building, and since I was the one making the complaints and making the reports and stuff because I wanted to move, I became a target. So they would threaten me and harass me constantly, throw shit at the door, say shit at me, stuff at me through the door. Had to really watch my back when I would leave and come home. But at the same time was also having to make reports, and no one ever replies, right? So you have to keep records of everything, and I just was getting worse and worse. Some days I found it really hard to even just manage to get to the shower and eat and stuff. I'm lucky that I have a good support system, so they all started to intervene as well, sending letters and emails and making complaints about never getting replies to the letters and the emails, and the squatters stayed and continued, and the building got damaged. And because obviously when that's happening and people are dealing, what's happening is that people want to get in and out of the building constantly at all hours, and they'll do whatever it takes to get in. You don't want to get in the way of that. And so I wasn't really sleeping very well, and I could hear everything, and then in the end one of them threatened me, and one morning I got up and someone was breaking into the door, literally broken the lock, and I was yelling like I just got out of bed. I literally just got out of bed and was behind the door, and I thought it was a home invasion, with everything that had been going on, of course. And they said that they were from housing and that they would come back with police if they had to, and they were shouting at me through the door, and I had to ask them to wait for me to go and get my keys, but they didn't wait. They broke the lock and I opened the door, and there were 4 men standing there, one from housing and 3 contractors and another old guy coming down the stairs. And they said that they were there to check the smoke alarm, but they said they sent a letter, but I had no records of any phone calls or emails, and obviously they're quite capable of ringing and emailing when they want to. I don't think one letter is enough for them to break in, and I felt scared about what would have happened if I wasn't there. As you know, I have 2 cats, and what would have happened if I wasn't there? Would they have stolen my stuff, kicked my cats? Would they have gotten out? Anyone could have gotten in. All my stuff would have been stolen. I don't think one letter, which I never got, I'm sure they have a record, but I don't know how they got in anyway, to the building. I don't think one letter is enough for them to break in. They could have tried calling me. I was in there, I was asleep. Anyway, I kind of had a breakdown after that, and I had to leave. And since then, they put me on to some other woman who was apparently a specialist, but she never called me, she never looked at my file. That's what they do. No one ever looks at your file or your history. And they tried to offer me a place on another estate, the same as the one I'm in now. And you have to do all this work when they make you an offer, right? You have to put in all this paperwork saying why it's not appropriate. But they don't do any work on their end. They don't look at all of your criteria, your medical needs, and go, well, there's no point. That's not a good fit. They just chuck whatever at you without any sense of the consequences. So I was getting sicker and sicker with the stress. I started having migraines and panic attacks, and lost 8 kilos. I don't socialize anymore. I can't work. I'm down to 1 subject at uni, and now that my beloved cat has gotten ill, I didn't go last week. He's like my child. We've been together 10 years, me and this cat. We've been through everything together. He's keeping me going, you know. And there's all these people screaming at them, you know, and they just don't reply. Can't get confirmation on the status of my offers. Can't get, explanations as to why they're saying to me, you have these offers left, and I'm getting letters in the mail saying, you've rejected 2 offers. And, I didn't want to go to the media because I'm a really private person, and I know there's a lot of people in my life at the moment that have been witness to the process. I'm not sure if they would be willing to share that. Maybe I could get them to write letters or something, blur out a face. But officials from various departments of government that have been out of it, and the doctors, and you know, they put me on a suicide thing last year, you know. I didn't have the money, and public psych wards are pretty rough going places. But I was fortunate that they have that thing, that temporary thing where you go to this extra counselling every week, and they keep you on suicide watch, whatever. And housing knew all of it, you know. Anyway, like I said, I have it all here, and that doesn't include all of the emails and phone calls and records of, I guess, all the time that they didn't reply. And now I feel like, I don't know, some days I feel like this is just something that I hope that someone will see when I'm gone. It's hard to know. Only other people who are a part of this, or who have experienced hardship and illness, I guess, really understand what it's like. You know, it isolates you. So I'll send you a letter as well, and an email, and some pictures of the apartment. There's some weird stuff. The hot water tank is in this weird outside area where all the rats and the pigeons go, and you can only access it via a window, and just shit like that, you know. There's just no help. It's just horror after horror, and I'm supposed to be getting legal compensation, but you know, it's a public legal service, and they don't reply that often either. I guess they're really swamped, you know, really busy. So I'm coming to you with my story. I'm hoping I can talk more to you about it, and I'll show you some more of my video diary. Thanks for watching.